Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about aligning your energy, and it's all about the first chakra, which is your root chakra. If you're not familiar with your chakras are just energetic systems in the body. It's an ancient energetic system in the body that was created, and it really helps us understand what specific type of energy we're misaligned with and what energy we need to align to get everything else aligned. Now, what we're going to be looking at is the root chakra, which is your first chakra. And the first chakra is the first step to aligning your energy in any place in your life, because the first chakra is about security. It's all about, do we feel safe? Do we have enough money? Do we have enough shelter? Do we have enough food, right? These like basic needs. And you may be thinking, oh yeah, I have that and I'm fine and I want to skip to the next one. And a lot of people want to do that because it can seem like it's a boring place and a boring need and a boring root chakra. But the reality is this: a lot of us have subconscious fears about money, about security, about safety. And automatically, if you're someone who identifies yourself with anxious, someone who's a worrywart, someone who has insomnia, you probably have a root chakra imbalance. And I'm going to go more into it. But for now, all I want you to remember is we carry these things with us. So if you had a childhood where your parents were worrying about money, were worrying about if they were going to be able to afford the rent, even if they did every month, if they talked about it, if when you went to the grocery store, your parents said, no, you can't buy that, it's too expensive. What happens is we align ourselves with this belief of worry, of do we have enough? And a lot of us live in this place where we're worried about having enough, whatever that means. Enough money, enough attention, enough food. And we get to this place where we have a root chakra imbalance. Now, the reason why this is the first step is because our safety is number one. Our safety is over anything in life. If we don't have our safety, we have nothing, guys. Our safety comes way before happiness, right? We have to feel safe and we have to feel secure. That's our root chakra down here. And happiness starts right here. Happiness is way after that, right? Compassion towards others, giving towards others, intuition, enlightenment, all of these things, that's way after safety. We have to have safety first. So that's why I'm talking about it first. That's why we have to go into it first and align it first, because if we don't have our safety and our security and peace of mind up here, we don't have anything. We can't take any other steps towards our personal growth. Now, we first need to align our beliefs around worrying. And then I want to talk about specific ways specific ways that you may realize that you have a root chakra imbalance. If you travel a lot, think about when you're traveling, right? When you're traveling, say you're a professional athlete, you're going from hotel to hotel to hotel. Say you're traveling, you're on vacation with your family, you're going to a new country, a new place that you've never been before. What happens is a lot of subconscious insecurities come up. Are we safe? Are my children going to be safe? Is this a safe environment? Are safe people going to be there? What's it going to be like? And even if you're not having these thoughts on a conscious level, which most of us probably do when we're traveling, it's going on subconsciously because we're worried about our safety, our security, and the people around us. And most of us from a young age have been taught to worry. Most of us from a young age have been taught things like, be careful, there's bad people out there, right? Tune into the news every day and what do you see? You see those bad people. And I'm not saying that these things don't happen in our society, but what I'm saying is most of the time we're safe. Most of the time everything is okay. We're around people who just want the best for us. We're around people who don't even notice who we are. They're going on with their own lives and we're safe. So traveling, vacation, If you're moving, right? If you're going from moving apartments, if you're moving states, if you're moving jobs even, all of these different life scenarios bring up insecurity with our root chakra. And that's because we don't know what's gonna happen. And we assume a lot of the time that it's gonna be negative. So of course, if we're assuming that it's gonna be negative, that we're skeptical of it, these insecurities are going to be brought up, and they're going to be what our attention is focusing on, because like I said, our security comes first in life. We have to figure out our security, our food, our shelter before we can figure out anything else. Other symptoms. And now if you have these symptoms, that doesn't mean you have a root chakra imbalance, but there are obviously exceptions, but I want you to look at them if you do have these symptoms. Social anxiety. If you have social anxiety, that means that you don't like being around, not that you don't like, but you get anxious being around others. You like to go to the same restaurants at the same times. You like to be around the same people. You are a homebody maybe. And there's nothing wrong with being a homebody, but if it's rooted and worrying about trying new things and going outside of your comfort zone, which is your house, you may have a root chakra imbalance. You may have been told growing up, the outside world is bad. The outside world is unsafe. Stay in your close-knit area where you feel good, because something bad might happen. And ultimately, that is not our highest good, right? Our highest good is to explore the world, is to go out, is to make connections with other people. So if this worry is keeping us back, if this root chakra imbalance is keeping us back in life, we cannot explore these other realms, right? Whether that's physical realms outside our world or energetic realms inside of our own self. So if you're skeptical, if you're really skeptical, I want to say that it's okay, because I feel like I grew up super skeptical, and I feel like I still am kind of like shifting my mindset to be less skeptical. And it doesn't mean that everywhere you go, don't pay attention to what's going on, right? It doesn't mean don't notice when there may be people that make you feel worried and stuff, but it just means that 99.9% of the time, something bad does not happen. We just have a thought about it. We think it's gonna happen. We may be convinced that it's going to happen, but it doesn't end up happening. And I like to call those self-sabotaging thoughts, because they're trying to sabotage us. Really, they're trying to protect us, of course, because we have this insecurity, but it's sabotaging us because it can't allow us to enjoy our time out. It can't allow us to enjoy what we're meant to enjoy and get to the next level of our existence. So noticing these thoughts is super key in healing. And what I do is whenever I have a thought, I think about, okay, if I had this thought before, and most of the time I have had my thought before. I think there's a statistic about 80% of our thoughts are thoughts that we had the day before or something like that. Like, we think the same thoughts over and over and over again, guys. And most of our thoughts, majority of them, are also negative. So think about how many self-sabotaging thoughts that you're probably having, and that you had them the day before or the week before. And call those thoughts out and say, that's a BS thought. You had this thought before and nothing came of it. So nothing is going to come of it this time. Relax, calm down, you're safe, you're secure, you're gonna be okay. If you have a hard time trusting people, and a lot of people have a hard time trusting other people, they've been hurt in relationships, people have taken money from them, they haven't returned money to them, people have mistreated other people, you've watched people be distrustful. If you have an issue around trust, you've got to work on your root chakra. You've got to go into it. Because trust is all about an insecurity, right? Trust is all about, do I feel secured? Is this person going to do something bad to me? Am I okay to be around this person? Can I be vulnerable around this person? And if you don't trust them, you can't. You're locked in, you're tight, you don't want to share anything. And your root chakra is shutting down if you don't trust. because our natural instinct is to trust, is to be vulnerable, is to be loving, is to be safe and secure. Money, if you have a lot of money worries, you might have a root chakra imbalance. If you nickel and dime people, if you're always checking the price of things, this is showing, and most of us, I want to say, have this, guys. Most of us are nickel and diming and worried. What's the least expensive thing on the menu that I can get, right? What's the least expensive gift I can buy this person for their birthday? How can I save the most money? Now, these things they're not all bad. Saving money isn't bad and all this stuff, but if you are worried about, if you're needing to save money, it's because you're worried. It's because you don't feel safe, you don't feel secure, and you don't think that more money is coming to you. And that is a root chakra imbalance. If you don't think more money is coming to you, if you're worried about money coming to you, if you're insecure about finding the funds, it's all a root chakra imbalance. So we have to go back to, where did this come from? Did this come from my parents always worrying about money? Did this come from my grandparents always worrying about money? And do I actually physically have the money? Because most of us physically have the money, but we worry about it anyways. There are some people, and God bless you if you're worrying about actually meeting your needs. That's a different case, kind of. But most of us are worrying about if we have the money, and it's like, you have the freaking money. Stop worrying about if you have the money. And even if you don't have the money, it all goes back to a root chakra imbalance. How can you feel more grounded, more secure, more loved, more supported, and taken care of? And I'll go into how to balance it right now. But if you have any of the things that I just spoke about, you may have a root chakra imbalance, and it's fine. Like I said, most of us do. I do, and I'm working through it right now. But identify which specific ones come up for you, especially people who have insomnia. If you have insomnia, basically what it means is your body does not feel safe enough to go to sleep. Your mind does not feel safe and secure enough to relax, because sleeping is an extremely vulnerable thing. Sleeping means that you don't really have control over what happens to you, right? If you're not in a safe place, you will not fall asleep, because there may be unsafe people around you, there may be unsafe things going on, and you don't know. But most of us are falling asleep in our bed, and we're perfectly safe in the physical realm, but our mind is still worrying. Our mind still doesn't know if it feels safe, or if it feels secure, if it needs to plan, organize, figure it out, worry, all of these things to feel safe and to feel secure. So look at that. If you have insomnia, a lot of people do, and a lot of people say, oh no, I don't worry, I don't think about things. What are you doing in bed when you can't fall asleep? I can guarantee you're not in a meditative state. You're probably worrying, you're probably overthinking, and that's because of an insecurity, not feeling safe, not feeling secure, not trusting the process, the life that you have, the future. So let's get into balancing these things. Basically, what you need to do to balance these things is do whatever you can to feel grounded, to bring your energy back in, collect your energy, and feel grounded and sit with it. Because a lot of the time when we have a root chakra imbalance, we're giving our energy out, we're projecting our energy out, and what we need to do is gather our energy up and root down. It's doing things like sitting peacefully in nature, sitting quietly, listening to grounding music, not listening to hype, not going out to bars, not being in loud environments. It's grounding down, being in really still environments, doing grounding yoga, doing restorative classes, listening to peaceful music, peaceful meditations. The affirmative sound for the root chakra is lam, lam, L-A-M. You can repeat that over and over again. You can also say affirmations like, I am grounded, I am supported, I am guided, I'm loved, everything is working out for me, I trust, the universe is taking care of me, I am being taken care of. And you can hold your heart, and hold your root chakra down here right above your pubic bone. And you can connect in with these two energetic systems and connect your heart to your root chakra. Breathe. Do this for a few moments. It's very grounding. You can do Reiki. Reiki is such an amazing thing that I love to do, especially for my root chakra. And the other thing is you can connect with your family and connect with your friends. If we are feeling insecure, if we're not feeling trusting, we need to connect with peace, love, security, and trust. And so we need to connect with our parents. We need to connect with our family, and we need to feel a sense of connection and security with them, a deep sense of when you feel connected to another person, you feel safe. And it can be whoever you want to that makes you feel safe. And also what I think is super helpful, like if I see someone, if I'm in an environment and I see someone who like sketches me out, right? That's a self-sabotaging thought in itself. What I can do is I make an effort to connect with that person, because if I connect with that person, then my insecurity, it tends to go away. So for instance, I get insecure and my root chakra gets activated when I fly on airplanes. So what I like to do is, if I feel like there's someone that I feel sketched out about for whatever reason, I try and connect with that person, and I try to say hi to that person. I try and have a conversation with that person or another person in my environment, because what it does is it automatically connects me to that person and grounds me down. And then I can say, oh my God, that person's so nice. They're not sketchy. They're not weird. I don't need to worry about not trusting this person. They're so nice and they're so friendly. And that automatically right there makes me feel so safe and so secure in that moment. So just finding little ways to help you feel more grounded and more rooted. Like I said, a lot of people want to skip this step because it can seem boring and da-da-da. But I would like to say it's the most important step, because if we don't feel secure on a subconscious level, on a conscious level, if we don't feel grounded, if we don't feel safe, we can't go anywhere with it, guys. We can't go to happiness. We can't go to compassion. We can't go to giving. We can't go to enlightenment. We can't go to connection with a higher realm. We cannot do any of this. And we can't work on our personal growth unless we feel grounded, safe, and secure in this moment. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really hope this helped you. Please subscribe and follow me on Instagram. My life is roses, and I will be back with so much more for you guys. Many blessings to you all, and have a blessed day. Bye. Oh my God, what?